All right, guys, it is recording. It's fantastic. We're all good.
Awesome.
Okay, so we have confirmed that it is recording. So Alex has to go to work in the morning, so I want to get some husband questions out of the way. But I want to give everyone a chance to get back, and then after that, we'll talk about some of the business management questions that that I know that you guys posted. Hey, Dawn. All right, so husbands, what are some of the questions that you have? There was a slight delay. And if you don't have questions, then Alex has a few questions that he had himself, so he'll just answer those. But first, let's see if you guys have something. Nobody? No questions? You're all just here to see the husband and wife team? Girlfriend got into this. I'm not sure this process. Not sure what that means. Okay, so let's talk about the couple of things that we know that are questions, because we had a couple of people.
Okay, yeah. She works weekends more now because the prime party time seems to be Friday nights, Saturdays. So like when she first told me about LuLaRoe, I was suspicious. Like, how do these women make this much money? How does this happen? And the answer is they work really hard. Like, I'm so impressed at the time and effort and energy that Minessa puts into this, and it is some sacrifice. We have a friend's housewarming this Friday, and Minessa's going to stay home because she's got a party. She's going to miss that that event. But it's great. It's good for our family. It's good for her starting up a business, and I think she should put the time, especially early on. It just makes all the sense in the world for us.
Have you tried the Patrick?
I haven't. She hasn't bought one yet.
Husband understand it's worth the startup costs.
I can't speak to your specific financial situation. That said, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, most of the consultants make back their initial investment within 45 days. Right?
Yeah, yep, about 45
and
days.
None of your consultants have just failed. None of them have just lost their investment. None of them have just dropped out.
No.
So, if the $5,000 doesn't break you and 45 days doesn't seem like a bad ROI and you're willing to work, it's all upside.
Anyone else? What about the eternal question that we're always getting? Everybody loves us. I'm gonna. Oh.
Nope.
I'm the worst at this. Anymore.
There
There we go. Okay, we're done now. I'm not going to do that again. All right. Sorry. Next question. Yes. Okay, so somebody did post. That's Paige. She started on February 15th, and she's paid off her entire investment, and it is only March 8th. Hey, Paige. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Paige.
Dawn paid hers off in, I believe, 30 days. I want Alex to address another thing because I know that this has come up. Do you help your wife with LLR?
Not as much as some of the guys on the Lula Bros page. I haven't built a boutique or anything for her, but I try to help her around the house. I try to help her, whatever she needs me to do. I work my own full-time job, and Lula Rose actually helping me because she's at home more often. So it actually takes some weight off of me. It gives me some more time, which is nice.
I actually am going to have him get back to the multi-level split thing, but before that, I just want to say he does help actually. Quite a bit. He's selling himself short. Running a house is hard work. You've got to do dishes. You've got to clean the house. You've got to do laundry. You've got to take the dogs out. That kind of thing. He does all of that because I work one job and then I come home and work at LuLaRoe, and he does all that. So if he didn't, then I would have no time to. I just don't have the time to do that. So it's wonderful. That's how he helps, and it is very helpful. Go ahead, answer the multi-level marketing thing.
The pyramid thing. So in a pyramid scheme, the way they work, or the illegal kind, members get paid from the investment of future members, or you are paid a cut of the profits that the folks under you make. LuLaRoe is different. While you do get paid a percentage of the profit that the folks under you make, that money doesn't come from those people. It's paid as a bonus to you from above. So the whole thing's upside down. In a pyramid scheme, they are unsustainable because each successive generation pays more and more to the people above them, which isn't what happens. That's not the pay structure for LuLaRoe.
I just want to say, if we're not able to get to your question, it's these things scroll by super, super fast. So keep asking. And, Alyssa, if you catch something, you can actually just post it. I'm right. I can see my Facebook and I can answer it if I happen to miss something, if someone asks a question multiple times.
The key part is each successive generation has the same earning potential as previous, because they're not losing money paying the people above them.
That's actually a good point there. That everybody on any level has the opportunity to make as much money on anyone at any other level.
Believe me, that was the first thing I Googled when Minessa told me about it.
He did. I came back from leadership and he was like, oh yeah, I Googled this totally. What else do we have for husband? Lots of hearts. People love you.
They love you.
Katie says she wanted one like you. All right. Hey, what's the best way for, okay, we'll come back to oversaturation. Liz said, what is the best way for your husband to help you be successful? Honestly, that really depends on the couple, I think, and what it is that each person needs. For me, how can the husband help with the process of shipping? Okay, let's talk about saturation. I will come back to all those questions, Alyssa, because those are things that I can answer because, when did he realize this was a real job and not a Facebook game? Okay, so let's start with one thing. Let's start with the one, oh God, what was that question?
So it was saturation.
Saturation, yeah. Go. Do you want to answer the saturation?
Well, I can answer from my perspective. I think you might know more about that particularly. If we're worried about the market becoming oversaturated, too many consultants, not enough product, as far as I know, that hasn't happened yet. With the initial return on investment being 45 days or less on average.
For our group.
For this particular group, and that's the only experience I have. I don't know about the greater... I'm in IT. This is all new to me. Your risk exposure is those first 45 days. So unless you think the whole thing's going to blow up in 45 days, you're going to get your money back. And then it's just earning potential. If you do think the whole thing's going to blow up in 45 days, don't do it, right?
That's true.
That'd be crazy.
We can only, so when we say the 45 days in our team, the only reason we say that is because I don't know how long it's taken anyone on other teams. It could take more, it could take less. So we are only qualified to speak about people that we actually know how long it took. By God, Alyssa, there are a lot of questions there. When did you realize this was a real job and not a Facebook game?
I never think Minessa's playing games. If she says it's a real thing, I believed her right away. She said it was a business opportunity. Considering her previous job, she was willing to, reduce hours there. It had to be serious. She wouldn't play games with our money and our family. So it was...
Oh.
That was never a question.
All right, I'll come back to the question about too many consultants and their mom. Alyssa, can you message me that? Because that's a question I can answer. Home, man's husband. Okay. So far, those other questions. Respond to family members who don't believe this is a real job. I don't have any family members that don't think this is a real job because in the end, the money and the difference that I make in people's lives, that is what sort of that's sort of what convinces them. But ultimately, I don't think it matters. Like in the end, we're doing this. You have to figure out what your why is. Why are you doing this? And if you can, and they talk about this at LuLaRoe all the time, what is your why? And if you can figure out what your why is, then you don't have to convince the people around you. What can you do? Why don't you ask her? You can totally ask her, but I can tell you, do you want my husband to answer this or do you want me to answer this? Because he can answer, but I have my own list of things that I think would be great to help her.
The first thing I did was just believe her that it's a real thing. It's I think it'd be easy to say like, oh, it's an Avon thing. It's silly. Get a real job. But don't do that. It's a real thing. I think believing in her and supporting her is an emotional thing. Again, I don't know your situation, but that was the first thing I wanted to do was get on board. Both feet in.
To answer your question, Syra and I don't do pop-ups in home. We just do Facebook parties. She has a boutique in her house, and so we will have people come by. But she has 3 pit bulls and a husband with a hatchet. I don't think he's too worried.
Yeah. CVS comment. Yeah. Sure.
We have 450 members under Syra and I, and we're growing every day. It's wonderful. It's been very rewarding. We don't have children. We have dogs. And it interferes in that I don't walk them as much, but he does.
Yeah, the schedule is different, but we make it work.
Yeah, the schedule's very different. I used to go to bed at 8 and wake up at 4:30. Now I'm up until like 1 in the morning. Yeah, Syra has 3 kids. She's fine. She actually, when she puts Avery to bed, she'll be... That's Syra. Oh, wow, it's for the team members. You know what? We are very, very fortunate. Aww. All right, hold on. Let's see what time it is. Okay, 9:11. All right, you have him for 3 more minutes, and then I'm going to let him go to bed. And we'll start going on. So we love helping you all. Thank you guys for being a part of our team and for being a part of LuLaRoe, even if you're not on our team. It's a truly rewarding experience, whether you join the Dreamers or you join another group because they're a better fit for you. It's still wonderful because anyone who embarks on this journey, it's life-changing. Military husband help. I don't know.
Not my background.
What part do you like helping with, husband?
Oh. Helping her. There was some IT stuff early on that I enjoyed helping with. That's what I do. That was good.
Oh, he saved the day. The other day, oh my God, the worst thing happened. We uploaded all of our stuff to Dropbox, right? That's where we save all of our inventory. Somehow the whole thing got messed up, and all of our sold inventory and unsold inventory ended up all in the same folder. And the fact that he knew what to do to sort of figure out exactly what had gotten replaced that had been sold, he saved us. It was literally 30 minutes before a party, and Syra and I were freaking out. I didn't tell Alyssa until afterwards because I knew she but yeah, that was without him, I was freaking out.
That's you.
The laptop. I find my laptop to be very helpful. The shoe racks. Okay. All right, hold on. I'm going to answer all these questions, but I'm going to let Alex go now since we're all starting to talk about our own personal businesses. But thank you, honey, very, very much. So now we will talk. You're welcome to stick around.
Okay, I'll be around.
Bye, husband. So he's around a little bit. Okay, so the shoe rack. Syra, can you please post how much you paid for that shoe rack on IKEA? Because everybody always wants to know where you got that shoe rack. Everybody's saying thank you, honey. Okay, so she got it at IKEA. All right, saturation. Let's talk about saturation a little bit. So, and Syra will probably talk about this tomorrow, but I'm going to pull out some numbers. I wrote an article about this. It's available on the Syra's Dreamers website. If you go to syrasdreamers.com, it's one of the blog posts on the right, but there's a huge article on it. However, I'm going to give you a couple of numbers. This is actual statistics here. Well, not statistics, it's actual numbers, because technically not statistics. All right. Mary Kay has been around for 53 years, and there are 3.5 million consultants. Yes, I will. And they make $4 billion in revenue a year. Avon has 6.5 million consultants, and they make $9 billion in revenue a year, and they've been around for 130 years. Stella and Dot, 20,000 consultants, and they make $200 million in sales. So there are currently in America 318 million people. Assume that about half of them are women, and a little bit more than, let's say, 65%, 75% are of shopping age. Like they can, I'm trying to find the exact numbers that I had here. Oh yeah, there we go. Are of shopping age. They can buy for themselves. Right now we have about 5,000 active consultants, and each one has about 100 customers. That's a total of 500,000 people who already wear LuLaRoe. That leaves 6.5 million people left to share this with. So we still have plenty of time to saturate the market. We are moving through communities. People are seeing LuLaRoe. They're loving it. They're happy. The word will spread, and that just gives us more customers. So yes, it's entirely possible that the market will be oversaturated. But Tamara, if you're here tomorrow, she had the greatest analogy. There are 6 targets within a 6-mile radius, or 3 targets within a 6-mile radius of her house. They all carry the same thing, but yet all 3 stay in business just fine. Because, oh, Tamara's sick. Oh, that's awful. I will message her. But everybody still goes to Target. And the shops are still open. So think about the fact that there are literally at the moment only 5,000 to 8,000 consultants. Plenty of time. All right, that's that question. The next question, saturation, home software, and that's actually the business model is set up so that people will want different consultants. Because, I may have a great pattern, I may have the dynos, but someone else is going to have the planets, and you got to have them both. We take it to the post office. Syra has, we actually have an assistant. At the moment, turnover rate is 0. We've never lost anyone yet. Everyone has been very successful. We have a wonderful group of women. They are so driven. Syra and I feel very, very blessed. So far, we are continuously solid. We've never mailed international orders, so I don't actually know, because the people that we mail to that or live internationally actually have American addresses as well. Okay, thank you. LuLaRoe, first name, last name, yes. Seriously, 0. We have not had anyone leave. Or, like, quit on our team. I'm totally not lying either. Everyone on my team who is on here can definitely attest to that. Syra, attest to that. That is a great... Yes, that is great. It is too fun to quit. I know, right? It's like, that's the thing. Somebody asked if it's, if the home life is suffering. I would say that, I'm a really bad example. Me and Syra both are, because we tend to go a little overboard whenever we do anything. So we just devote everything to it. So we spend a lot of time doing LuLaRoe. However, I know that there have been women who feel like they spend a lot of time on LuLaRoe, but it's a lot of fun, and the family's getting involved. We have husbands who are helping their wives. They're spending more time together. They're excited because their wives are excited, because they're wearing these beautiful clothes and they feel wonderful. It's actually had, I think, a positive impact on many people's lives. Oh, I just saw a question scroll away. So it hasn't suffered as much as it's changed it. I think that's really what's happened, is it's changed it. I want to answer a question, though, because Angela asked a couple of questions. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. How do we... Oh, Lula Bros. So how do we keep track of inventory? But I think that's only for... I don't know, Syra's going to have to correct me. I think that's for the our upline and above. I am not 100% sure, but it's a fun group. So how to keep track of inventory? I think you need to decide for yourself, like, how you work best. For Syra and I, we have tags that we hang on to hangers. I need to actually start having a picture that I can show you guys. But we have a tag that we attach to the hanger with the number, the size of the item, the name of the item, and the cost of the item. And all of our inventory has a tag, a number, and a serial number. I'll answer that in a second. About how much time. And so that's how we keep track of our inventory. We don't have any sort of serial number system that actually, that's super comprehensive. We actually blow through inventory very, very quickly. We sell about 200 items a week. So it just, it depends on who you are. Catherine Muller likes to, she wants to know every single item and what's happened because she likes analytics. Syra and I don't really, that's not for us. So we just track the number on the item. Yes, we reuse it. I'll give me a sec. So the next question, how many hours a day? I am a bad person to ask. Syra and I spend easily, I don't know, pretty much every waking or sleeping hour on LuLaRoe, but that's because we have different goals. Like, our goal is very different from someone else, so I really think it depends on what your goal is to determine how much time you spend. Syra's and my personal goals are to help as many people as we possibly can be successful in their business. And unfortunately, that does not have a time limit. So we work pretty much all the time. The in-between time with the military husband, I'm actually not 100% sure. You and I should talk about that offline, because I'm not 100% sure about the exact timeline. We don't actually do for a Periscope sale, so I can't say, but I know that Betsy Thompson does, so she may be a really good person to reach out to and ask her how she keeps track of it. I believe she may have, you could probably reach out to her on Facebook or something, and she's very successful at her Periscopes. People love watching her. I have not had a chance to. I keep meaning to, because I want to learn from her. Yeah, I hear only wonderful things, so I'm really looking forward to seeing it. Every time I think I'm going to, I forget, and I feel like I really need to just block up some time. I don't believe so. Who? Oh, is that Charmaine? Hey, Charmaine. No, she's not on our upline. Event versus group. That is a Kendra Pratt. Okay, I'll look at her too when I have to make a list. All right, actually, before I go into this list of questions over here, did I miss anybody else's questions? There are a couple that I will PM me and we'll talk about them. It's just I feel like I need more information to be able to answer that question with any intelligence. I love that Alyssa's just sending me notes here so I don't forget, so that I follow up with the people I need to follow up with. Okay, so how many of you are waiting for your call or have gotten your call and you're sort of waiting to get your inventory? Because I did see a question about how long it takes to get your inventory. All right, so there's a couple of people. Okay, more than a couple. Lots. All right, lots of people are waiting for their call. Fantastic. Okay, so first things first is nowadays it only takes maybe 3 to 5 days, I think. It depends. I think actually no. Maybe the last one is the 28th, so maybe like 7 to 10 days. But they're getting much better about it now. So they're things are coming by a lot faster. I mean, can you do me a favor and get me my charger?
For your phone?
For my phone, yeah. Or I think I'm going to need your charger.
Okay.
So. Right. So for those of you who are waiting for your call and thinking about how you want to do your events, Syra, just to answer your question, Syra launched when she got the inventory, so I don't know if she's going to have to answer that because I joined her a little bit later. But people have asked whether they should do parties in events. Yes, you can pick it up. Or Facebook groups. I would suggest doing it in a group, and I would also suggest using Chrome to upload your pictures. The events make it difficult for people to shop because they don't allow you to separate your photographs into albums. So people just look at one long stream, and it's very, very hard to go through and shop. I've actually shopped some events that have... it shops some parties that are events, and it's actually quite difficult as a consumer. And then I've actually run parties that are events, and it's actually quite difficult as a consultant. Some people like them. I personally am not a huge fan. Okay, I'm actually going to go try and find a... I don't know the rule on that. Syra's going to have to answer that question. Syra, can we sell other things with initial order? You know what? I'm all about doing Facebook pop-ups. I don't actually think you need to do in-home, but because I think I've developed a whole bunch of wonderful relationships with people as part of my Facebook parties. So I feel like you can gather the same amount of relationships as you can with online parties. But I think it's up to you and what you're comfortable with personally. Some people are more comfortable being around people. Other people are more comfortable online. You just have to decide for yourself what works best, and then go that way. But there are people who are afraid that they're not going to be able to make enough money if they go either online or in-home, and I don't think it matters. I think it really just depends on what you're most comfortable with, because I've seen people make tons of money doing both or doing just one or the other. Let's see, what else do you have? Feel free to pop any questions in there. I can't see Alyssa's thing now, so...
Why don't you plug into a USB?
Oh, that's a really good idea. Buy, sell, trade, or post in albums. Post in albums. I don't really know. Yeah, I would just post in albums. That's kind of how we do it. So I can't really speak to doing it differently. And then launch. No, people don't leave your group. I mean, we haven't had people leave for lack of unicorns. I have actually had, you will not be able to have your own shop. No. I have had one party where people lost their minds because we didn't have leggings. Literally lost their minds. It was bizarre. It was almost as if I had, we were starving and I'd taken away their Mars bars. It was awful. But other than that one party, I have not had any other situations like that. People stick around because they like to see what kind of inventory you have. And over time, your VIP group will grow. You are not, no, do not sell on those groups. First of all, you're not allowed to. But second of all, LuLaRoe is about inner beauty. It's about love. It's about happiness. It's about positivity. It's about making people feel fantastic. And the Howie Rowe pages and the Swapper pages, they are just full of negativity, full of it. They serve their purpose in that, there's whatever their purpose is, but LuLaRoe doesn't like them. They don't want us on them. And honestly, there's nothing to be gained from being there. You can use them to advertise, but I wouldn't sell there. Yeah, it's just such a negative environment. Total drama. I can't even tell you how many times I have gone there and seen a post that is some sort of rumor about some sort of change that's coming in LuLaRoe. Everybody's up in arms, and it hasn't, like, it's just complete fabrication. It creates drama. It's just not a healthy environment to be in. So I would recommend, regardless of which team you end up on, that you just steer clear of them. Yeah, they did, because there's nothing to be gained. There really isn't. But to give you an idea, Syra did this the other day. She was doing her statistics. How do we start up? I don't actually, you know what? Syra's doing a opportunity. How do we start up our team? Oh, actually, unless I'm greatly mistaken, Syra was selling, and Ashley, no, it wasn't Ashley. Was it Ashley? Ashley was your first, right? Yeah, we advertise there, but we don't, like I said, they serve their purpose. It was Ashley. I think they happened kind of by accident. And then Alicia, oh no, Ashley told Syra to leave her alone. She was like, yeah, I want to sign on under you, but I don't really need a whole lot of help. I'll take care of myself. And now we talk every day. The way our team built actually was that, that is actually, I'll tell you that offline. So the way the team built is this, and this is how Syra and I really approach LuLaRoe and just our life in general, is that we want to help everyone be successful. We have tools that are available for our team. We are very hands-on. We try to be as available as we possibly can. We try to provide information. We believe information is the most important thing that you can have, because it helps you to make an informed decision. We give you that information. And if you choose, after hearing the information from us, that you would prefer to go talk to people who have different perspectives and join with them, that's fine. If you want to join with us, that's fine too. We do not recruit. Our team does not recruit. If you want to join us, that is your choice, and we are happy to have you. But we are big believers that everybody on our team needs to have a like-minded philosophy. And you don't get that by trying to convince someone to join you. And we don't want to convince people to join us. We want our team to grow organically based on personal human connections. Oh, hey, I'll leave it you too. Hey. Yes, Sarah, that's a Dr. Pepper. You could, yeah. There's a lot of people do that. We all are super awesome. It is now a recorded call. I do not know if it's a different number than it was before, but I can find out for you. Alyssa? Oh, thanks. She already wrote it down for me. God, she's the best. I love her. Your husband is a lucky man, Alyssa. Oh, I left my notebook. Okay. So, what other things do we have here? Okay. Quality numbers for your launch. Actually, there's a lot of different ways you can do that. You can do giveaways. You can talk to friends and family. But do not rely on your friends and family. You can start with friends and family. You can talk to your upline and have them post your launch on their page. Some uplines do, some uplines don't. You'd have to talk to your sponsor to find out. We have, and though we don't use the BSTs to sell or participate, they do have advertising areas where you can advertise your pages. It's word of mouth. It happens slowly, but again, having a high number is good, but it's not going to be what decides your sales. We had a party that had, what is it, like 800 people, and we sold, God, that was like not a good party. It was like 20. You can Google the LuLaRoe Inspire Tour and it will pop up. The BST, the buy, sell, trade pages. I would recommend advertising. I have a list of pages, except I think I am not on that page right now. You can start with the BST pages. There's actually some not BST pages that are really nice. Alyssa, what are those? There's LuLaRoe events. That one's a small one that people go to. Unicorn Hunters. Like, those are places that, again, they are BST pages, but they're good places to advertise. I wouldn't spend time there talking to people. I wouldn't post individual items there to sell. I wouldn't post your LuLaRoe eBay or have a conversation, but I would definitely advertise there, because that's their utility. I said they do serve a purpose. That's their purpose, is you have 33,000 people there who like to buy LuLaRoe. So it's a good place to start. We attend all of them. It depends on, so in order to qualify for some of the incentives, you actually have to attend all of the trainings. But if you don't want to qualify for incentives, then you can pick, well, not the Inspire trainings, all of the leadership trainings and convention. I haven't been to convention yet, actually. We've been to the leadership, but convention is this year our first, so we're very excited. Yes, you cannot use eBay. Do not use eBay. Some people do. You really shouldn't be using eBay. I can tell you right now, they pay attention to that kind of thing. In the end, I don't know that you can stop someone from selling something that they bought from you, but do not do that. I do not know about a line of accessories. I do know that they have the Patrick, and we're going to be selling it at our party. But if I hear something about accessories, do I recommend LuLaRoe? I do not even know what that is. That schedules consultants. No, I don't find people particularly troublesome at our page because we're very good about monitoring that. I think negativity breeds negativity. The buy-sell trade walls tend to be negative. And the Dreamers page, we've been very fortunate. Everyone there has been very respectful. And they are extremely positive in their perspective. And, if somebody isn't, we'll usually just ask them to please remain in the spirit of the Dreamers group, which is, we love LuLaRoe. We truly love what it stands for. We love the people there. We love Dion. We love everything about it. Okay, I'm going to block that dude. Okay, maybe Alyssa got that. I have no idea. So we just... wow, why are they all suddenly turning up? We just got ours. So I have to grab one for Alex. And then, of course, I have to wear one because, it's a guy's t-shirt. That's what I do. I mean, who doesn't? So I'll get back to you on that one. Next Periscope, I'll tell you all about the Patrick. Maybe I'll wear a Patrick. Okay, so that, I see what you're asking. There are professional hostesses. They basically have, they just bring consultants in. I think it's a really good place to meet people. I've got some really great VIPs from there. Actually, one of the bigger hostesses, apparently, we were her first consultant. I didn't know that. I didn't know that that's what it was called. But yeah, I think those are fine. Some people don't like them. I think that they, if they're run well and the person running them isn't a jerk, then you can really make some good friends, which I have. I've made a couple of really, really good friends on there that we talk pretty much every day now. They're nice people on there. And it's a really great place to get some new VIPs, to get some sales. I like it. I may be in a minority on that one. Hostess incentives. Sire and I do a point system. So for every 10 items you buy, you get 1 point. Sorry, not 10 items you buy. Back that up. Every 10 items you sell and are paid for at your party, you get 1 point. And then at the end of your party, we tally the points. And then, yes, you're allowed to do that. And then you can spend those points on items that we have. Our skirts, some of our skirts are Azura's, Cassie's, Madison's, Irma's, leggings, Perfects and Classics are 1 point, so you can buy those for 1 point each, and leggings. And then everything else is 2 points, so then you trade those in at the end. That's the way we do it. Other people, they will do a percentage of sales. Some other people do 1 item per every 10 items sold. Everybody has their own way of doing it. It's just, and that's actually one of the things for those of you who are waiting for your call. Think about this. Go to parties and see what other people's hostess incentives are to learn what works best for you. If you're on our team, we have an entire page on the website that is for members that just basically talks about different ways you can do hostess rewards. You can talk about it on the Dreamers in Waiting page. There's plenty of places you can talk about it, but it's a good place to sort of get some ideas as to what you want to give away. It's important to just balance the giveaways with the money that you make. Yes, you can do a pop-up at a fair, at a vendor show. That's fine. Okay, so business management, all this. Oh, hey, I was just rewards question somebody asked. LuLaCash. We do a LuLaCash, $15 LuLaCash. Hostess rewards and giveaways are tax deductible, yes. Thank you. No, you don't. You used to, but you don't anymore. Let's see. Onboarding times. Is there signage? Yes, there is signage available for it on the, once you sign into Audrey, there's an asset section that has a lot of signage. And actually, I think they just, Launched some yard signs and I think some other table signs. So they have a lot of stuff available, like tons of stuff. Yeah, they do have all of those. I wanted to remind everybody that, right now there's about 6,000 people in queue. Right now they're onboarding 75 to 100 a day, but that number, and I don't know anything. They have been increasing it, and I know that they're working really, really hard. So hang in there. They are doing their very, very best to get everyone onboarded as soon as they possibly can, because it's when our Lula team grows, it's only good for everybody. So I know that it may seem long, but there's a lot of things that you can do in the meantime. I make them spend it that day. We used to be like, oh, it's fine, you can spend it next week, but keeping track of the Lula Cash takes forever. I had somebody message me 3 weeks later saying I won Lula Cash, and I'd written it down, but I couldn't remember where, and it was just, it didn't work for me. So now you have to spend it at that party. We usually do $15 in Lula Cash. So our giveaways are, theoretically, you should be able to get into Audrey as soon as you have a consultant ID. Your login is your username, and then just click on reset password. Lula Cash is basically just a discount. You say, I'm giving you $15 in Lula Cash, which means you get $15 off of your purchase. Yes, redeem at, actually that's not true because, for that one it's not redeem at that party. It's usually the very next party because we have to wait for everybody to pay. We do not use a Google Docs checkout form. We have a similar form, but we do it on our website. It approximates the same thing, so yes. You can print gift certificates in Audrey, but since we make them do it the day of, we just kind of tell them you have $15 in Lula Cash. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, so Sabrina, are you here, Sabrina? Because you asked a question that I liked about it being a fad. Oh, you're not there. Well, I'm going to answer the question anyway. Sabrina said that her husband is worried that this... Oh, there you are. Okay, so your husband thinks it's a fad. Here's the thing about my thoughts on it being a fad. It's entirely possible that it is. Completely possible. But if you're able to make... Okay, so lots of people think it's a fad. Okay, so whether it's a fad or not, I personally do not think it's a fad. But my opinions aside, let's just think about it logically in terms of fads. Fads have a lifespan. If you think, like Alex said, if you think that the fad is going to end in 45 to 60 days after you on board, then don't do it. But she's right. People always have to wear clothes. This is why I don't think it's a fad. However, that said, let's just assume that it is, for the sake of argument, to carry the argument to its logical conclusion. It's a fad. Is it going to be over in 60 days? I don't know. If you think it's not going to be over in 60 days, then you have that time to make back your investment, make some money, and there you go. Cash out. You're good. But think about the experiences, and Alex just reminded me of something we were talking about today, which is that you are, through this process, you're doing more than just selling LuLaRoe. And this is really important for you husbands out there. I'm a director of operations at a startup company, biotech. We make medical devices. My sister is the chief operating officer. We have both spent our entire professional lives working on government money, finance, grants, management, compliance. This is our background. And one of the things that we have learned through LuLaRoe is that the skills that you get from and it seems like you're just selling clothes and having a good time Facebooking and talking to people. Yes, you are doing those things. But at the same time, you are building very valuable skills. You're learning business management. You're learning Excel. You're learning networking. You are learning how to interact with people. These are skills that will carry you through no matter what you're doing. So if right now LuLaRoe turns out to be a fad, great. You know what you've gotten in the meantime is you've made money, you've made friends, you've networked, and you've learned a whole lot of new skills. You learn them practically as you go through the process, which only makes you more marketable in the end, because anytime you learn a new skill that is marketable, you open up more job opportunities. So in the end, I don't believe it's a fad. Women always have to wear clothes. Yes, we do. Women always have to wear clothes, and women love clothes, especially clothes that make them feel beautiful. And I can tell you, more women in front of me have put on a Nicole and started crying than I've ever seen in my whole life wearing anything else. Happy crying, like feeling beautiful crying. How often does that happen? Women are not going to give that up. I'm not. I am absolutely not going to give that up. In fact, if it's just a fad, what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy all the inventory and then I'm going to wear it. Okay, so thank you for all the love. Katie Stodish. Are you there? You have a question too. If Sarah's still here, she's probably laughing hysterically. Okay. Oh my God, how do we do it? You're not there, or you're not laughing? Very funny. Okay, I'll answer your question. Oh, shush, Sarah. Okay, so I took the inventory ordering away from Sarah. Sarah's too conservative with her purchasing. If you have more inventory, you sell more inventory. So we buy new inventory. Oh, that is not even half of it. There is more coming. We sell about 170 to maybe 150 to 250 every week. We have 4 parties a week, sometimes 5. It's exhausting. Saturdays are, my brother who helps us and I were just talking today about how Saturdays are like the most intense days for us. It's just like nonstop because we have 2 parties that day. So we order inventory once or twice a week. We place a really big order. And then usually when Sarah's not looking, I'll place 2 more smaller orders. And then she's surprised when they show up at her house. She's like, oh my God, where did that come from? Yes, they're all Facebook parties. We're having one actually on March 12th. Spread the word. It's our Curvilicious. We are actually adding in XL, L, and XXL on all of our styles. Tons of it. We actually just got 189 pieces. Those were in the boxes. About 10 days. They're getting better. It's taking a little bit less time now. We had the great shortage of January. No, our parties are only 4 hours long. People stop buying after 4 hours. After that, it's only just 1 or 2. We don't need to avoid duplicates. People buy everything. Eventually, everything sells. We had 3 dresses that were identical that didn't sell for 2 months, and then they all sold in 3 days. We had a bunch of black leggings. Those, of course, all sold really quickly. We had people buy it. There's nothing wrong with having duplicates. I mean, you're not going to you usually don't get 10 of the same item, but if you think about it, I like a dress, you like a dress. We're both at the same party. Thank God there's a duplicate. So we actually don't mind getting dupes. Sarah originally was worried about that, but we got, so we, on our shipment, what was it, like 3 shipments ago, Sarah? We ordered, I don't even know, like 300 pairs of leggings. And we got like, I think, 20 dinosaurs and 10 planets and 15 pineapples. Like, those were all duplicates. Thank God. Look at how much awesome stuff we got. So, there's 2 sides. Oh, okay, well, that is excellent. Sarah thinks there's a ghost in her room. Of Christmas past. More likely, Sarah, you flipped a breaker. How do we run our parties? Okay, so we actually, we have lots of people helping us. So here's something I want to tell everyone. It sounds like Sarah and I are just doing this all on our own. We run 4 parties, and we work full-time jobs, and we have a team, and also, we do not do this alone. There is no way any human being could do this alone. Absolutely not. As your business gets more successful, you're going to find that you need an assistant. And it's okay. So we have an amazing assistant, an absolutely amazing assistant. Her name is Katrina, and she's fantastic. And then we have our brother, who is also our assistant. And they are actually full-time employees of our LLC, Sarah Streamers. And what else? Oh, and we just gave them health insurance, so we're all very excited. Congratulations! See? With money. We actually, I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. That was obnoxious. We use Shore Payroll. You do need an employee ID number. We use Shore Payroll. They take care of everything. You would need to, Sarah can answer that question better. But I believe you would need to have, we got a broker. We use Harvard Pilgrim though. And they're both, it's actually really cheap, because they're both under 25, so it's not like such a big deal. But see, changing lives. LuLaRoe is changing lives, because now we have 2 people who didn't have health insurance and didn't have jobs before. Now they have jobs. Like, this is why we do this, because, and it makes me tear up, because honestly, I just love having people feel excited and people feel successful, and they do. Inventory. Save yourself the trouble. Do not use a mannequin. Just don't do it. All our stuff sells great. We run through inventory constantly, and we do not use mannequins. It looks beautiful. It absolutely looks beautiful. I know, right? I think about it. If I stop and think about it, I'll actually start crying for real. So I have to sort of like move the other direction. I don't have the coloring for crying. Face gets all red and ridiculous. Mannequins will take up a lot of your time. If you are going to be doing this on a large scale, you're going to spend so much time putting clothes on mannequins. Like, it's up to you if you... Dude, you can do it. Trust me, you can. It is 100% possible. Sorry, I have to move. My phone's dying again. We just use the phone. And then my brother uploads it to Dropbox, and then I organize it, and I upload it to the parties. And then, you know, how we run the parties is a whole separate ballgame. It takes a really long time to talk about, but... suffice it to say, you got to keep people engaged. You know, I don't know the answer to that. Syra, if you're going to hire somebody, do you need a DBA or LLC? Thank goodness you're here. It's too bad we can't have, like, double screens so that she can talk too. We have that on our team page. That's something that we do to... that's something that we provide for our teammates. You know, technically, I don't think you're supposed to be paying people in clothes. I'm not sure that that's in line with labor laws, but I don't want to speak because I'm not an authority on labor laws. Was it, hold on, Stephanie? Was it Stephanie who asked the question about timing? 1 terabyte. No, Sabrina. I was like, Stephanie, Sabrina. How do we do it all? Like I said, I just answered your question. We have assistants to help us with it. It is very hard, and it's very exhausting. But even with the assistants, I can tell you, Syra and I don't sleep. But this is not, do not go by us. This is not the typical experience. We make choices. Syra and I have, our choice is to spend all of our waking time doing this. Not everybody makes that choice, and that is totally fine. Just because your wife is doing it doesn't mean she's going to spend all her time doing it. You know, Alex is a huge gamer, and he plays card games competitively, and he also plays a lot of awesome looking video games that are just gorgeous. And so we hang out a lot sort of like together in here, but it works out well for us to be able to spend time together. You know, he's playing his card games there, I'm sitting there doing LuLaRoe. It's actually really fun. But that works for us. If you guys have a different goal, she may spend a different amount of time, or you could spend time helping her, but it doesn't have to mean that you guys give up your time together because she's doing LuLaRoe. So don't use us as an example. If you want to hire someone later, you can always get your EIN later. It's not, because your business is independent from LuLaRoe. So Syra and I decided to sign up at LuLaRoe with our partnership as Syra's Dreamers, but your business that you have is independent of the LuLaRoe part of it. So if you want to hire someone to help you, you can do that. You don't have to change anything at LuLaRoe, I believe. Syra is going to have to confirm, but I believe that to be the case. All right, never mind. Syra, if somebody, the question is, if someone signs on to LuLaRoe with their social security number and then gets an EIN to hire somebody, their business is completely separate from their sign-on into LuLaRoe, so they don't have to then now go to LuLaRoe and register their business there, right? Because they're the LuLaRoe consultant, and then their business that is hiring someone is independent. Now we wait while she types. Okay. All right, what else do we have? Okay. You can provide, there you go. So, correction, you can provide the EIN to LLR. Oh, if you want the bonus checks issued to the EIN, right. But if they don't, then it doesn't matter. No, you cannot. So, LuLaRoe is trademarked and copyrighted. You cannot have your business name be Syra Valley LuLaRoe. When you are an independent fashion consultant, you can say LuLaRoe by Syra Valley, but you can't then register that business as LuLaRoe Syra Valley. They are allowing us to use their name as part of our contract, and so we have to use it in the way in which they require it. A lot of people have said, well, can I do this and can I do that? And, you know, trying to find ways around it. And my response to that is, you know what? They have asked us not to, and so I'm not going to try to find ways around it. Just find a different name. You have to come up with a name based on how you feel inside. So Syra and I picked Syra's Dreamers, though Syra wants it to be just Dreamers. But I think it looks better with the lady to have it say Syra's Dreamers. And also this is sort of her vision, but it has to be... Yes, you can. That's what we did. You should pick a name that speaks to you and speaks to what your why and your mission is. So it can be anything. Brainstorm with your friends. Think about what it is that you stand for. Becca's team name is the Sparkling Lulas because she sparkles. Like when you look at her, she just sparkles. Her personality does. So find something that describes you and use that. That would be, I think, the best way to go. All right. Do we have any other questions? I don't even know what time it is. What time is it? Oh, my computer turned off. No, you don't have to pick a name. You can always change it later. Syra signed on as Syra Valley, and then we incorporated, and then we signed on as Syra's Dreamers. It takes a while, but it's not a big deal. Does it say Ill Sisters? 3 sisters. Sorry, not Ill Sisters. I like that a lot. That's actually very cool. Once I figured out you weren't saying ill. Seven. Oh, okay, so it's 10. Thank you. Alrighty. Alright, so if anybody has any questions, go ahead and ask now. Otherwise, don't worry so much about getting them all out now because, you know, there was, but the family tree is so big now that you can't actually see the tree. You can't read anything on it anymore. It's just all smooshed together. So like Syra and I laugh at how smooshed it's gotten because there's just so many people on it and there's only so much real estate to look at. It's absolutely amazing. Oh, good. I'm so glad. The business entity form. I'm not sure. Okay, actually, that's a really, really good question. Don't set up I would not recommend setting up your Facebook group until after you get your call and order your inventory. Because then you know about 10 days your inventory is coming. It's going to take you your first picture taking session is going to be much more time consuming. Yeah, you can keep it secret. I mean, if you want to get it ready, but don't invite people to it because people, they're short attention spans. If you invite a lot of people to your group, and then we have a couple of people who actually did that earlier on, and they're sort of regretting it because they're because the inventory was delayed, so they're trying to kind of keep excitement going. If you want to set up a secret group and not invite anybody except for like a couple of friends to like test it out, that's perfectly fine. But if you're talking about a public Facebook group, I would definitely wait until you know when your inventory is coming. Syra and I don't think so. We send thank you cards. We just got a bunch of cardboard paper from like heavy parchment stock and just printed it out on a laser printer and cut it in half. So like it's actually like a quarter page. Each one is a quarter page, and we just cut it in half in quarters. We didn't have special ones printed at all, and we just used the regular first class priority mailers, padded mailers. We just don't think it's worth the cost. And we actually don't have a whole lot of time and money to spend, so we've got to like just make sure we use our time efficiently. Yes, that's true. A lot of people are doing that. What should we do outside of inventory? You put a description of yourself to start. I would get a really good cover photo, and then you may want to figure out how you're going to do. We had Catherine did this great thing. She actually did a whole trial run. She did a whole trial party. She created her Facebook group. She got all of her actual Lula clothes and did a mock photographing session so she could see how long it was going to take to photograph her stuff. She uploaded everything to her Facebook group and downloaded it as if people had purchased so she could figure out how much time that was going to take. She set up her Google Doc. She put a description. She got an idea of what her rewards were going to be. So there's actually quite a bit you can do with the Facebook group. Just while you get it started. It doesn't take long to do, but you can spend that time doing it. The graphics are actually the hardest because it takes so long to figure out what you want your graphics to look like, because you want them to demonstrate who you are. So people spend a lot of time. I've spent hours looking for the right graphic. And this is the time to do that. This is also a really good time to get your business cards, your sizing charts. figure out what your hostess rewards are going to be, figure out what your party schedule is going to be. I know, right? Because you just spend forever looking at pictures. That's another thing to think about, is what is your party schedule going to be? How many parties do you think you can accommodate with your current schedule and with the things that you, yes, do not make graphics too busy. That's my number one rule. There are, what was I saying? Hold on. Prepping. Totally forgot. Yes, you can. Your Facebook page you can customize however you like. Ours still has a LuLaRoe graphic, but I think I really need to update it to be, Syra's Dreamers. Parties and time. Thank you very much. Syra and I weren't really sure what our schedule was going to be before, so we were just doing parties willy-nilly. I would strongly recommend figuring out what your schedule is. So for us, our schedule is Thursday nights at 8, Friday nights at 8, Saturdays at 11, and Saturdays at 8. Those are when we have our parties. If someone wants to book a party at a different time, unfortunately, we can't. We have made some exceptions, like the Scarlett's party we're doing, but I picked that date on purpose. Hostesses are wonderful. If you tell them this is your schedule, they'll work within it. But how do you find hostesses? You know who's great about that? Alyssa. Alyssa's amazing. You should find Alyssa online. First ask friends and family. That's how we do it. And then start there. Then you can just you can move your way around, because once you throw one party, people will ask you if they can have another party with you, if they can host with you. You can, one party becomes another, and then your network kind of grows. And sometimes it's a little slow. Alyssa has like a family of 5 million people, literally 5 million. So they hosted like 10 parties in the first week. Syra and I keep it completely separate. Think about it this way. Every hostess wants to feel special. And if you just bring a hostess onto your page and just add her there, then she's just one of the many people who's on your VIP page. If you create a Facebook page just for her party and you name it after her and it's her friends, it's nice. You know, it makes people feel special. I would feel special. So we like to do that for people. We pick special graphics just for them. You can use photos. I would say, because it's a closed group, you're not really, I would actually recommend doing a Google search for things that are copyright free. But if you wanted to, you could use other images as well. Sorry, I missed that last question about frequent parties. Oh, we post it all. So on Thursday nights, we post all of our party. We do a group. We post all of our inventory. And then, so Thursday night, we pull it all, or Friday morning, I pull it all down, catalog it. And then, yes, we did it after we're onboarded. We catalog it, and then I pull, so every item that's sold goes into a folder within Dropbox. So we have like an Amelia folder, and in Amelia I have a folder called 2-10-16 party by Alyssa, and then I just put the sold stuff in there so I know which party sold what. And then, so when the party Friday night comes, I just upload whatever pictures are left. Syra and I are in disagreement on this. Syra wants to give them 24 hours and then they're done. I usually give them about 48 hours maybe. And then I'll chase them down a little before I go to the next person. I like to give them a chance, because sometimes they don't get the invoice, sometimes they don't see it, sometimes it goes to spam. I want to give them a chance. Will we look it up? Yes, but everybody paid, Cy. Every single one paid, except for maybe 2 or 3. But their party ended Saturday night. Look at her giving me a hard time on Periscope. But I like to give them the opportunity. And sometimes they'll tell you, can I pay in a week? So I'm going they can, if you wanted to. Or that happens. See, I like to give people, oh yeah, you can, but I don't know why you'd want to do that. We have over 1,000 pieces in our inventory, so we usually have a lot. We have plenty of inventory, so we don't really worry about that because we have so much. Maybe with the leggings we'll hold back some to make sure that every party has something good, but otherwise we upload for all the other things. We just upload everything every week. So if your inventory is big enough, you can easily do that. Yeah, tell me about it. It's confusing to me too. There is a training. Syra is, I believe it's on the website. I'm not 100% sure. It is on the website, but that is for our team. We provide the finance manager to everyone in LuLaRoe, but the training, I believe, is for our team. However, you can talk to your upline, and they should be able to help you use it. Or if you have specific questions, you can message us. Message Syra. Don't message us. Message Syra. She's the queen of the spreadsheet. I'm lucky she sits next to me. I just go to her and be like, here, fix this. Yes, seriously. Message Syra Valley for questions. Yeah, you can when they call you. That's not a problem. And yes, somebody asked earlier, a partnership. You can switch to a partnership afterwards. That's what Syra did. She signed on as Syra, and then we incorporated. We got our LLC, and then we sent in the paperwork. It takes a while, but it doesn't. I mean, it's fine. I think people with custom orders are still getting them pretty quickly now. So I'm not sure that it's a huge deal. But I believe customs are the packages are still faster. We do not carry every style. We do not carry 5 days after you place your order. I believe you can get your stuff if you pick it up. We don't carry Monroes. We're phasing out Sarah's. We don't carry Jade's, Jordan's. I don't even know what a Sloan is. Syra lives at the bottom of New Hampshire. I live at the bottom of Massachusetts. So we live about as far apart in the 2 states as you could get north-south. But I go up there every Friday. We've found that we sort of need the one day to just go through everything in person, go down the list, clean up our last parties that may be sort of straggling, take care of inventory. Basically that's where we do it's a reset for the rest of the week. And my brother, Aman, he's there too. So basically and Katrina. So we're all there. And that's like, we do our staff meetings on those days. And we have pizza, though we've decided not to have pizza anymore. Questions? Any more questions? Okay. All right. So tomorrow night, Syra is going to do an opportunity Periscope, which is kind of what this turned into. But for those of you who are here now who have LLC-related questions, tax-related questions, ratios of customers to... you can watch us online. We don't actually do anything. You mean our staff meetings? Sure, you can come help us organize our inventory. Syra is a whiz at everything business related. So if your husband has any specific questions about businesses, keeping people involved with regard to sales or something, I need a little more information on that one because I don't remember that. I tend to forget. You can remind me with a few more words, but I don't remember that part. Party engagement. Oh, to keep engaged. You mean after a party is started? You want to always make sure that you're keeping people engaged. Thank you. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. People want to be heard. They want to feel like they're having some attention. Thanks. Sorry, that's why it took me a while. I was like, hey, what is going on? They want to know that they're being listened to. Alyssa does this really, really well. Kelly does this really, really well. Laura does this well. There's a lot of people who do this really, really well, who we work with, often with our parties. Answer their questions. Jump in with, when you are setting up a page, post a picture of yourself in LuLaRoe. Hey, this is me, how I'm rowing today. How are you rowing today? Look, these are my favorite leggings. Alyssa has some amazing pictures that she does, with, what is it? She uses canva.com where she puts these big things on there that, quotes, just to sort of get people excited as we're waiting for the party. But while the party is going on, play games. Syra and I aren't really big on games. We tend to just post the inventory and, answer everybody's questions and help people out and talk about how things are gorgeous. But Kelly came up with, have any of you seen the Where's Waldo game? The greatest game of all time, possibly? Anyone? Well, if you haven't, you will. And Kelly came up with it, and it's amazing. I have never seen such an amazing game ever. It was so fun. I said, well, she gives me the images, so like I look at them, and I'm trying to find them, and I know where they are, and I'm still looking for them. We just keep it there. We had a maxi that sat on the shelf for like months. It was the just ugliest maxi. Yes, we do make a new group for each hostess, and it sat there forever. And the other day it sold. I was so excited. We do giveaways at every party. Kelly, do you have a link to your VIP page? Have you set up a VIP page? She just onboarded today. You know what? Go to the LuLaRoe Dreamers Party people. Go to that page and join it. Kelly will post her party. She is the creator of Waldo, and she will definitely be playing it at her launch. I mean, okay, now Kelly, even if you weren't planning on it, now you're going to because I said you were. You have got to go. It's a really fun game. There you go. All right, go to Kelly. You're gonna have to tell me how to say your name. You know, the party just, we put this thing that says closed, like right in front of it, though people still try to join and buy. And we pulled down all the albums. And then after I screenshot all the sold items, and then I'll upload those screenshots, and I call it Party Archive so people can go back and look at it. We pull all the pictures down. The group stays open. We found, though, it's actually a really good way. So LuLaRoe Party People. That's where all of the Cyrus and my downline post their active parties. So when Kelly launches, she'll post hers there. Between what two Facebook pages? Which ones? So if you are a dreamer, somebody looking to learn about LuLaRoe. I'm sorry. Okay. A fan page versus... I don't even know what a fan page is, honestly. I have no idea. I have so many Facebook groups I want to cry. You can actually just leave your Facebook group, though. Like, you can always do that. Just leave it. Even if you're the admin, you can leave it. But we actually keep them open because people keep joining. So what we do is we loop our parties in. So all of the ones that people keep trying to join, I don't approve them right away. And then when we have a new party, we just say our inventory is now posted here. Exactly. Our new inventory is here. And we would get, I think, at least 100 people every party coming from the other Facebook pages that are closed now. So they serve a purpose. Everything serves a purpose. You just have to find out what it is. So I would recommend, because people find these groups over time, even when you don't have an active party. And then when you approve them, they are told that they're approved. So they're like, oh, I'll go to this page. And they go to the page. And then they see the link to the active party. And then they go there. It is smart. Alyssa's idea. She's very good at parties. Very good. Okay. It's after 10 o'clock now, peeps. So I am going to post this. She does rock. Alyssa and Kelly make an amazing team. So they haven't shut us down. Well, if they do, I'll let you know. Syra will be doing her Periscope tomorrow. So you can come back specifically for business questions. I mean, you can come back for any questions, but specifically